This is the plaintiff, Shaniqua White. She says she and the defendant were good friends, and she's known him for almost 20 years. She thought nothing of registering a car for him, and everything was fine at first. Then she started getting notices in the mail about unpaid parking tickets, and next thing you know, she's on the hook for $337.04. That's the amount she's suing for. This is the defendant, Clarence Lane. He says the plaintiff registered the car for him because he didn't have a license yet, and she was being a good friend. As far as the parking tickets go, he did get a few, but he gave the plaintiff the money to pay them. If she didn't, how's that his problem? He's accused of ticking off a friend. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,960, the amount he paid for his towed and missing car.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff says her former friend really screwed her over by racking up a bunch of parking tickets for a car that she helped register for him. But he says he paid her the dough. It's the case of he doesn't have a ticket to ride.
Shaniqua White,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
are suing your, I guess, former friend, Clarence Lane, for $337.04 in tickets that you say he obtained and have been piling up late fees and on a car registered in your name, and we'll talk about why in a second, and that he hasn't paid. Counterclaiming, you are counterclaiming against her for $1,960 for insurance on the car that you didn't get to use because it got towed, and the amount of the car because I guess you lost it once it got towed?
Yes.
All right. What happened?
He called me up. Well, I knew Clarence for a very long time. We lived in the same building.
How long have you known him?
My whole life, I've lived in the same building for 19 years, so our families know each other. And he called me up and he said he needed a favor, but he didn't want to ask me over the phone. So, we sat down.
That's when you say, no, I'm really busy. I can't.
So we sat down and he said that he had gotten a car already. He paid for it, but he didn't have the license or the right paperwork to get it registered or insured.
He doesn't have a license?
He didn't have a license at the time. He was working on getting on. He just had his permit.
Okay.
So I told him before I even
Wait, so he asked you to what?
to register the car and insure the car.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and I
On
told
a guy who doesn't even have a license?
I told him I was taking a big risk doing it.
Why would you take that big risk and do that?
He was like family. He's like a younger
I don't
brother
care.
than me.
Well, if my daughter came up to me and asked for that, I wouldn't do it. My daughter can't drive. She's only got a restricted. Did you have a restricted or you didn't have anything?
I had a permit.
A permit, so you're supposed to drive with a licensed driver next to you.
Yes.
Right. My daughter comes up to me and says, listen, this car that's registered in your name and that insurance in your name, I'm not supposed to drive without you or licensed driver, but I'm just going to be driving anyway, Mom. So hand me the car. I'm going to do that?
No, it wasn't smart.
Okay, that's my daughter. She's my flesh and blood. Why would you do that for a neighbor? I don't care how many years you've known him.
You're right.
Why would you put your name on the lawsuit that he has when he runs over 20 orphans at a stoplight? Right?
Yes.
That's going to be you who's going to be sued because the car's in your name.
I know.
So what? But what I don't understand is, well, we're old friends. Well, then that's the time. Just like he has a hard face, and we call it in Spanish, caradura. He's got the nerve, right, to come up to you and say, "I would like for you to put this. Can you do that for me?" You have the same nerve to say, "Sweetheart, I love you. I've known you 19 years, but I am not putting in my name a car with a man who doesn't have a license. Go get a license." Yeah. That's what I would say. Is that so hard?
No.
All right. So how'd that work out for you, by the way?
Not good.
No, because
I'm
what happened? You put the car in your name. You registered it in your
Yes.
name. You've got insurance. And
It happened literally overnight. It was August 12th, he got the car. August 13th, I got the insurance online. August 14th, I printed out the insurance.
And when did he get his first ticket that he didn't pay? Oh, that's the other thing. I forgot. If he gets tickets, parking tickets, the tickets are going to be issued to the car that is in your name.
Yes.
So it'll go eventually against your license if they're unpaid. I forgot that part. Apparently you forgot that part. No, you knew that part because you told him when you had the discussion, didn't you tell him if anything happens, if you get tickets, you got to pay them, or no, that didn't even come up?
No, we discussed that.
You actually discussed. So you, unlike me, because I don't really think that I'm going to get a ticket, you actually thought he might get a ticket and said, if you get a ticket, it's on you. All right. Now, in any event, of course it's on him because it's his ticket. And what happens? You get in the mail the first notice that there's an unpaid, ignored ticket.
Yes. 2 months later, he started receiving tickets. Not every day, but maybe once a month, twice a month. And the upsetting part to me was he got the ticket on his car. By the time I got it in the mail, that means it was already late.
Oh, yeah.
So that means he
by the
knew
time you
about
get
it.
it in the mail, it's like a month later or something.
Yeah.
Right.
So I called him up and I discussed
more.
with him. I said, it hurts me that you got the ticket. Instead of saying, hey, I got a ticket, I can't afford to pay it right now, I'm going to pay it eventually, you tried to hide it from me. So he got...
How many tickets did happen before you got mad?
I'm still not mad. I mean...
How many tickets happened before you took your plates?
About 8.
8?
He paid for a majority of them, though.
Okay.
It's just 3 that he didn't pay for.
What's wrong with you? Why do you keep getting tickets?
Parking, waking up late.
Well, why can't you just pay for the parking?
Because every time I try to pay for it, it's like I didn't have the money at the time. But every time,
Wait, where are you getting the parking tickets?
like in front of my building where we park at.
Oh, so you're not allowed to park there at all?
Yeah, but you have to.
So you don't
alternate.
have a license, so you can't have a car, and you can't afford a parking space, so you don't have a place to put the car that you're not supposed to be driving.
It's free parking. It's just alternate sides if you don't wake up.
Oh, so you can't be bothered to move the car? You can't wake up in time to move the car?
Not that. It could be parking in front of a hydrant or whatever the case may be.
Wait, that's what he
Anything,
says in
like-
his defense.
It wasn't
Hold
just
on.
the same thing.
I gotta keep this one.
So would you ever register a car in your name for somebody who doesn't have the ability to drive?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
It's illegal.
Okay, but what's the other problem with it?
Just asking for trouble with that. No,
What could happen? What could happen?
There's no insurance. She can't get any insurance. She has no right to drive a car.
Well, there's something else that can happen. We're going inside the courtroom.
I knew I had to pay for the
Okay,
tickets that
why
I
don't you
received.
stop getting tickets and be responsible?
You're right.
Do you see it? You see the circle? Okay.
Yeah.
So go on.
So basically, every time that I got the money to pay the tickets, I did so.
All right, you have a counterclaim against her for $1,960 that she should pay you. Why?
Because basically, I lost my car due to the fact she took the plates and the registration off, and that's because I didn't have the money for one ticket. And at the
No,
end
for
of the,
3 tickets.
for 3 tickets, she claimed. You know what I mean? But I know about one ticket that went up.
Oh, there's 3
higher.
tickets. You want the paperwork? There's
No,
3
I'm
tickets
saying-
that are unpaid.
That went up
There's
higher.
8 tickets that you got. Did you pay? You think you paid the other 2?
Yes,
Okay, I need proof of all the tickets that you paid her for.
that's what I'm saying. I don't have that.
Oh.
All right, so if it's 3
But no,
tickets,
let me explain to you. When a plaintiff comes to court, they have the burden of proving their case. And then when the defendant says, oh, but I paid, because she proved her case by showing me all of the tickets. And there's a lot of tickets.
All right.
But if your defense is, I paid 7 of the 8 tickets, then you have to prove to me that you paid 7 of the 8.
All right.
If you have 0 proof of that, then I'm going to go by what she says. Lucky for you, she gives you credit for 5 of the 8. And there's only 3 she's claiming for.
All right.
Okay? Now, your car got towed. Explain that to me. Because you came and you took the plates.
Yes.
How'd you take the plates? I mean, you took the plates and you took the registration from inside the car.
Yeah. At first, I called my company and told them that I lost my keys because technically it's my car and I never had a copy of the
What
key.
company?
USAA is my
No, but-
insurance company.
Is your insurance company?
Yes.
Okay.
I called them and said I need to get in my car. That was to get the sticker from the inside. And then I went down to my precinct and asked them their opinion on what should I do. They said, well, if the car is yours and you call a tow company, I don't see a problem, but we'll give you a police escort anyway. So I used a screwdriver, I took the plates off, and before the tow truck company even got there, I pulled the handle
Of
on the
course.
door.
The handle was open,
It
the
was
door
open.
was unlocked.
Yes, it was
Did you have to
open.
pay the tow company?
No, it's free with my insurance.
Okay.
So I got the registration, I took the plates, and that was the end of it.
All right, your car ends up getting towed, okay? But it's a week after she took the plates. So why was the car still there without tags? That's why it got towed.
I didn't have nowhere to take it.
Okay.
I didn't have nowhere to take it, man. That's why if it had plates, I could alternate park.
I think this was something you needed to hustle and get solved. You understand that a risk of leaving your car. See, you want her to pay for the car because you had nowhere to take it, and she took the tags off. She took the tags off because you didn't hold your end of the bargain and pay all the tickets. You acknowledge that there are unpaid tickets. Okay? Then you know that she's taken the tags off. The car is there, and you still don't tend to your problems. It is. How old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay, it is time for you to grow up, be a man, and put your big boy pants on. Okay? The reason the car got towed is your fault because you left it there for a week after it had no tags. That is a predictable outcome of your irresponsibility, that it would end up getting towed. It got towed not through fault of her, where she's got to pay you $1,800 for the value of the car. It got towed because you left it there. It's your loss. And because you couldn't figure out how to get the car out of that spot before it got impounded, where's the car now? Nobody picked it up?
I have no idea.
Somebody could have paid just the storage fee of that day and gotten the car out. It would have to be you because it was registered under your name.
I could have gotten it towed when I took the plates
No, I know.
off. I did him a favor.
But when it was there for a week and then it got towed, did he ever call you to say, oh my God, my car's been impounded, will you help me get it out?
I didn't know where it was.
No, did he call you though and ask you for help?
No.
Did you call her and ask her for help?
No, I couldn't get in contact with her.
Wait, this is someone you've known 26 years who lives in your building.
I understand that, but...
Okay, we're done. $337.04. Verdict for you on all of the tickets. On your counterclaim against her, 0.
Well, the defendant fought for his case in the courtroom, but comes out on the losing end of this. Step in. What's your reaction to the way the verdict comes in?
It's not justice. I know who trust and who not to trust from now on. It is what it is, though.
Okay. All right. Right down this way. All right, step on in here. Well, what about your friendship with your old pal that you grew up with there?
There's no love lost. I see him every day. I speak to his family. My family speaks to him. I'm just happy this is all over.
You two still speak
No.
person to person?
No. I mean, I wouldn't mind speaking to him, but I haven't literally spoken to him since.
Now that this is over, will you go out of your way? He looks a little, I don't know.
He'll be okay.
Harvey?
Car's registered in your name and for the other person, and they get in an accident, you're responsible for all the damage, you're responsible for all the injuries. Don't do it.